captain of Latvia, Kaspars Daugavins. There's a look at Andronov, who's had a real good tournament for Russia. And maybe not the same bite, Shane Knighty, that we normally would have for a Russia-Latvia match, but the building's going to be alive, and there's still be some jump to the game.
Well, that's something you can always feed off as a player. The electricity is going to be in the building. Both Latvian fans and the Russian fans here cheering their teams. Both these teams, you don't like to look ahead, but in a tournament like this, you can. Russia will play for first against USA tomorrow, and Latvia, Germany, the last game of a tripleheader tomorrow, will decide which team goes to the quarterfinals. So they still have to play this one to see who does win, but the outcome not as important as tomorrow's.
And there's some new faces in that Russian lineup. We'll talk about that in a second. Andris Zarins is not dressed for Latvia in this game. He has 3 goals in this championship. He did get banged up in the last game for Latvia, but he is expected to be in the lineup tomorrow when they take on Germany. And Sergei Mozyakin from that slew foot in the game against Germany, he has gone home. He is done for the tournament. Galvins, who leads Latvia in ice time, plays it for Bukarts, and he'll send it in. Daugavins centers, and Bukarts took a swipe at it and missed it. Ronalds Bukarts, 21 shots on goal, leads Latvia in shots on goal, has yet to find the back of the net.
He's got 4 assists, but loves to shoot from all angles when the chance is there.
Anton Belov plays this to center. That got stopped and right back in. Indrasis will send it in and go in after it. And Tipin sends it for Belov, and Belov plays it out to center. Sapachov was interfered with a little bit at center ice. Dodonov goes in on the forecheck, in on Arturs Kulda. In for Gusev, he missed it. It ends up on Belov's stick. Belov, Dodonov, and that's shoveled away from the front of the net by Pudinovs, Ivars Pudinovs. This is his first World Championship appearance for Latvia.
Well, on the other end, it's Ilias Sorokin in net for Russia. He has played 1 period, but giving Andrei Vasilevsky a break, so he's ready for tomorrow against the USA.
Артемий Panarin missed the last game for Russia, back in the lineup tonight. And out there with Namestnikov and Kucherov. Kucherov plays it back to the line, and Trumzug plays this to the front of the net, deflected. Pudinovs will scoop it away. Kucherov is on it again, into the slot for Panarin. It got away from him, and Sabalskas will play this ahead. And Latvia back into its own zone, will regroup. Ronald Kennens takes the pass and skates it in. He got knocked over. Dmitry Orlov from the Washington Capitals, one of the new faces in the lineup. Evgeny Kuznetsov, the other number 92, is out there now as well. Valery Nichushkin, number 43, is in his second game. In across for Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov centers, came to the short side for Nichushkin, and he was tied up by Pavlovs.
Like Pavlov's just got enough of his stick there, still got the shot, and Pudinovs with the save.
And Tipin hustling back into his own zone, and he'll turn it over. Brinks Razgals in on the forecheck, as some of the players for Latvia that don't get a lot of ice time will play in this game tonight, and Razgals being one of them. As Bob Hartley will try and use as much of the bench as he possibly can. And the shot from Mironov goes up and down the play. There's a look at Evgeny Kuznetsov.
Well, Kuznetsov joining the team with his capital teammate Orlov, and here's Kuznetsov, little drive behind the net, throws it out the same way as Nichushkin comes in. As Pavlovs of Latvia had a bit of a stick check, and Nichushkin still got the shot towards Pudinovs, who comes up with the save.
Pudinovs, 22 years of age, was the #1 netminder for Latvia at the 2013 World Junior. He now plays in Switzerland. Gavrikov will shovel this back down low. Sotnieks in on the far side. He gets played to the near side, and Ivan Telegin is on it. Telegin got tied up. Blugers gave Andronov a shot. Plotnikov trying to work it in from behind the net. Does, and Pudinovs stayed with the wraparound and makes the save. Plotnikov. He has been very good in this tournament for Russia. Gavrikov, Andronov. Andronov being hounded by Blugers. And it's around for Arturs Kulda. Bluger stuffs this out at center ice, looking for Roberts. Bukarts, bad line change. Telagin is in, and Punanovs makes the save.
Look at Plotnikov in front and a chance. Some nice work behind that. It tries the wraparound, and Punanovs has been able to come up with some big saves for Latvia early in this game. It's interesting, you look at this Russian lineup, they got three lines that can score, lots of skill. This line can still score, but a different makeup. Telagin, Plotnikov, and Andronov, more of a grind style line, and might be kind of a strategy here for Russia. I think it's a very good team they have as they look to challenge for the gold.
Right now they're chasing USA as far as standings in Group A are concerned. Team USA has played one more game. This will even off the games played after this one tonight. Team USA with 15 points, Russia with 14. Sweden in behind with 13. Sweden has the off day today. They'll wrap up the preliminary round tomorrow. Banked off the boards, lead past Gusev, and he tucked it wide. On the backhand, Nikita Gusev.
What a chance for Gusev.
Sabalskis gets it to center ice, and Drasis in a battle. And Sapachov will play it back for Antipin. Panarin across the line and drops it off. Shot from Provorov at the line, that got blocked. Taken by Panarin, trying to jam it down low. Kennons doesn't get it out. It will be cleared out by Zengas Girgensson. And Antipin back into his own zone. Antipin back into his own end. Russia 5-0. Latvia started 3-0. First time in the history of Latvia, it has started 3-0 at this World Championship, and then they have now dropped the last two. Here comes Namestnikov. Namestnikov plays it back at the line. The shot by Zub, that didn't miss by much. Back for Panarin. Out with Kucherov and Namestnikov. Dmitry Orlov gets it down for Zub. He tried to come cross ice. And off the skate and out the center, and Orlov will play it all the way back into his own zone.
Well, I think Bob Hartley's done with this Latvian team is work on them defensively. They've been very good, only 9 goals against through the 5 games they've played.
Snapped off the boards. There's Russia trying that long stretch pass again that worked so well to send Gusev in alone. And Drasis interfered with at center ice by Gavrikov. And it's back in. Nichushkin trying to get that in behind the net. Kuznetsov goes in after it. Barabanov, the other member of this line, but Kuznetsov turns it over at center, and Gitsmail will play it in. Kuznetsov all the way back in behind his own net. Off the bench on the change, Ivan Telagin. And now Gavrikov. +7 leads Russia in the plus-minus department. Gavrikov's pass at center ice, that got intercepted. Blugers plays it back in, delayed offside, Latvians clear. Andronov to the line, dumps it in. This gets played around the boards by Bindulis. Rehards, Bukarts fights for the puck and comes up with it. Former Worcester hockey leaguer will dump it in, going after it. He gets pinned to the backboards, and Plotnikov will wind his way out, gets around Arturs Kulda. Plotnikov trying the drop pass and a diving play, and that gets broken up. Blugers is back for it. Look cross ice, elects to come near side for Rehards, Bukarts, and he drilled that off the side of the net. Some of the Latvian fans in behind. The netminder Илья Sorokin thought that may have gone in. Sapachov as Russia back on the attack, and Dmitry Orlov with the blast off a stick and out of
They need to here against Russia.
Russia had an optional skate yesterday. They did some 3-on-3 scrimmaging. Dmitry Orlov and Kuznetsov and Nichushkin were certainly 3 guys that were on the ice. Nichushkin did get the 1 game in. For the other 2, they wanted some ice time after not being on the ice for a few days after Washington was eliminated. Orlov saying, in the past I have always adapted to the big ice surface rather quickly. And he is in this game tonight. Orlov with the slap shot. And Kunanov's, I think, just got a piece of that. Dodonov for Sapachov. He tried to get it down low and knocked away by Ronald Kennens. Take it on the far side, played through the middle for Girgensons. That failed to materialize. Archer's cool that follows up, leaves it for Kennens. And Sorokin makes the first save of this hockey game. Sorokin played 20 minutes in Russia's win over Italy and faced 4 shots and made 4 saves. Kucherov back for Артемий Panarin. Panarin plays it on the left side. Good defensive plays. Namestnikov had it knocked off the stick by Vitaly Pavlovs. Back through for Razgals. Ivan Provorov takes his man to the sideboards. That was Ginsmaya. And the puck around the boards where Panarin waits for it. For Ivan Provorov. Drops it for Panarin. It's a contest between the fans as well. Kucherov cross ice, and this gets deflected by Pavlovs and out of play.
Up by a shot by Orlov here, and Kunanov's just off the outside of the net is very close. Bit of a screen in front earlier. It was Gusev on the breakaway. He gets behind. Great pass by Sapachov. Goes between the legs of Kunanov's and wide of that far post to look at Nikita Gusev. Used to play with Dodonov and Sapachov. They play together for St. Petersburg in the KHL, and Gusev was 4th in the league in scoring with 71 points the past season.
Daugavins scored his first goal of the tournament in Latvia's last game. Game that they had the United States down 3-1. Guntas Galvins rips it from the line, and that got stopped. Russia back in on the attack. Unable to handle it was Kuznetsov. 27 goals scored for Russia coming into this game. Turned over at the line. Russia also the #1 power play. Latvia the #1 penalty kill. We'll see what gives in that department as this game continues. Anton Belov as Russia's in a change. And Antipin will take it back in behind his own net. These two teams met in Moscow last year. Russia won 4-0. It was on May 9th, which is Victory Day. And it was the 3rd straight Victory Day shutout for Bobrovsky. On May 9th, in his last 3 World Championship games, he is 67 of 67. That's impressive. Orlov, the shot from the line, blocked in front and the loose puck. Grabbed off and kicked out of harm's way by Uvis Belinskas. But Russia will hold it in with Telegin. Very good tournament for Telegin last year. And Plotnikov has kind of picked up on that this year.
Well, he had a great chance on a deflection in front.
3 goals in the championship for Plotnikov. And Grassus got sandwiched on the far side. And Telegin may have taken the worst of that, as he's going to get some attention on the Russian bench. Kulda for Kennens. Girgensson after it. Trying to clear his Belov, the captain of this Russian team, in the absence of Mozyakin. Sporkov's with a bump of his own, and Gusev plays it to the line and out. Ronald Kennens brings it back in, delayed offside. And as the puck comes off to Morrow. And not much riding on that one for Slovakia, Sweden. Oh, shot scored! Deflected in the high slot, and Namestnikov may have been the last Russian player to touch this.
Well, Namestnikov wins it right back to Kиселевич. So all the good chances Russia has had, this is just back, and Kиселевич is going to get this through to the net. Both Kucherov and Namestnikov are there.
Kisilevic led the celebration line at the bench.
Oh, that might have went through and just beat Yudinov's.
Off a Latvian player up high, off a Latvian stick. Changed directions a little bit. So this goal may be Bogdan Kиселевич.
His second goal of the tournament and second to open up a game. There's Namestnikov who won the draw straight back. So Russia up 1-0.
Russia talks about part of their game plan is they want that lead. They want to play with that early lead. And it gets their offense going, so we'll see how this gets handled over the next little while. It is Bogdan Kиселевич from Panarin and Namestnikov. Big pile up in the corner in the Russian zone. And on it is Kиселевич. Shovels it to the line and out to center ice. Nichushkin. He had a step on the outside. Here's where it gets interesting. It was a very close offside call at the blue line. The Latvians looked like they had cleared the zone before the linesman whistled the offside. Then the linesman calls it an intentional offside, brings the face-off all the way down into the Latvian zone. Russia wins the face-off and it's 1-0.
Strange how those things happen. A big call that brings the face-off deep in your zone. Those defensive zone draws so important. One thing you don't want to lose it clean. That's what happened is Namestnikov won it right back to Kиселевич, and he just got his shot through to the net and it found a way in.
Panarin pushes this back into his own zone. And Tipin back forward. We were talking about tomorrow's lineup, Sweden and Slovakia. Sweden can still move up. Slovakia will not make the quarterfinals. That's the opening game, and then a couple of dandies. Russia and USA for top spot in this pool, and then Latvia and Germany for the fourth qualifying spot. It will come down to the final two games of the preliminary round. Here, maybe the final three, depending on how Sweden ends up. Shot from the slot by Panarin, never got through. Kucherov holds it in. Taken by Sabalskis. And grabbed off by Sabalskis, and he'll clear this out to center ice. And we're going to get our first penalty of the hockey game.
Both refs put their hand up on this one. It's going to go to Latvia. Namestnikov, maybe both players going. Words all the way to the penalty box as Blugers and Namestnikov had a little bit of a battle going along that far wall.
Team Latvia, number 23, 2 minutes penalty for slashing. Team Russia, number 90, 2 minutes penalty for slashing.
Two slashing calls, so they each got one in, and they'll each sit for 2 minutes as they go to 4-on-4 hockey.
Referees tonight are Jan Rybak of the Czech Republic, who just made that call, and Antonin Jerabek of the Czech Republic. And the linesmen are Rene Jensen, I guess, from Denmark, and Miroslav Lotsky of the Czech Republic. So very much a Czech Republic officiating crew.
Number 90, Vladimir Namestnikov, and team Latvia number 23,
Arturs Kulda will go back into his own end of the ice. Kulda gets chased back. Latvia back to regroup. Zimbis Girgensson into little Lindehan down low. Arturs Kulda, former Atlanta draft pick. Spent some time with the Thrashers and a brief time with the Winnipeg Jets. He was a former Winnipeg Jet from years gone by in behind the Russian bench. We'll get to that in a second. Andronov trying to center it. Played down low by Gavrikov. Plotnikov spins off a check. Plotnikov sends it cross ice. Russia back to the attack. What a chance down low for Sapachev, and he passed it back. Gavrikov, and now Sapachev gets dumped here on the 4-on-4.
Pass first type player like Sapachev. He's had a great tournament. Led the tournament last year with 18 points, tied with Panarin with 10 this year. Well, that time might have been a better option to shoot the puck.
Pass out through center, Sapachev sends it in, Provorov is on it. Drops it forward to Donov and back for Provorov. And Provorov's shot goes off a stick and out of play.
Look at Ivan Provorov playing in his first World Championship here after completing his first full season in the NHL with the Philadelphia Flyers. Look at Bob Hartley, the head coach for Latvia. First year behind the bench coaching Latvia, the longtime NHL coach, Calgary, Atlanta, Colorado.
All the way back, you look at his resume when he started coaching, it's an impressive one. You played under Bob Hartley.
I did. I wish I was part of that impressive one.
How close?
Well, we did make playoffs when I was in Atlanta.
How close do you think Gerard Gallant was watching Vadim Sapachev, the new head coach of the Vegas Golden Knights?
Oh, I believe he is, just to see, but I'm sure they already have seen a lot of film before it got to this point.
Kennan's 4-on-4 is over. Kennan's carries it in. Plays it in behind the net. Harris Vitolins is behind the bench of Russia. He's the assistant coach, has been with Oleg Znarok all the way back to when they were together in Latvia. World Cup, he was the guy that did most of the media scrums, and he handles a lot of that for Oleg Znarok. And he is an assistant coach, drafted by the Montreal Canadiens in 1988. Here's a shot that got deflected wide in front of the net, and this gets sent around the boards. Taken by Dogovans. Never went to Montreal. Then in 1993, he was drafted by the Winnipeg Jets. Played 8 games for the Winnipeg Jets, did not record a point. And that was his brief NHL career, but the media at the World Cup really enjoyed conversations with him. He's very talkative.
Well, and he even talked before this game, talked about how Russia needed to respect Latvia. Said they said it kind of before every game that Russia needs to play at their level, not that they need to play down. They have to set the pace and the way in which they want to play.
Mike Smith was the general manager of the Winnipeg Jets at that time, and Zinatula Bilyalytynov, longtime Russian coach, was the assistant to John Paddock. John Paddock's Regina Pats got ousted in the Western Hockey League Championship last night by the Seattle Thunderbirds. Back in for Big Nichushkin. He drives it to the net. 2 saves, 3 saves, scramble. Pudinovs is down. They jam away at it. And here comes the rough stuff.
I think the second save was off Sabalskis. The Latvian defenseman, I think, got the shot on his own goalie. A nice drive. This is a power drive. Nichushkin's going to put the puck at the shot. And Sabalskis trying to swat it away. Pudinovs had to come up with a save there, and then a great job. And you can see the pressure to the front of that. The initial shot, watch the rebound. Nothing like having to make 2. That's got to be sharp when your defensemen start looking for the rebound.
And then Kuznetsov, Barabanov in with a whack at it.
But a great drive by Valery Nichushkin to the net. Big player, 6'4".
Now, I'm going to test our memory. We were in Ufa, Russia. Was that not a similar drive?
I believe.
Right there that eliminated Canada in overtime? Shot, another save by Pudinovs. Archer's Kulda. Knocked his man down in the corner. Artem Zub at the blue line. He'll go across ice. Return feed, that got deflected away as Dmitry Orlov tried to get that to the near side. Orlov chased all the way back in behind his own net. Turned over, Ronald Kennans gets it for Skorkov. Skorkov's with the shot. came off the stick and Sorokin got the blocker out. Another shot through some traffic off the stick of Balinskis. Bounced at center, bounces through. Plotnikov and Kunanovs. It's loose in behind him. Is this in the net? Yes.
It's a goal.
And now Plotnikovs. And Renov gets jumped.
Well, these teams have to be careful. They don't need to lose anybody for tomorrow, but they certainly have driven the net extremely hard. And it's Plotnikov's initial shot. They've been a little slow on the whistles. Usually it's the opposite where they whistle it right away and there's a free puck. Is this Telegen who gets the rebound?
They will have a look at this. You talked, Shane, about the bad ice at times in this building, and that it bounces past the Latvian defender.
It's a free puck. Did not have it. Kunanovs did not have this puck as Balinskis falls. The Latvian defender, the shot by Plotnikov, and it is loose behind as Andronov drives.
The net is up, but it is not off the pegs. So from that standpoint, it should be a good goal. Now, the other one I guess they can look at is goaltender interference.
Oh, and they are going to take a look at it, but afterwards, Kramer, Plotnikov exchanged some shots. Andronov gets involved. So Ivan Telegen, he'll be his second goal of this tournament. And that's that line. They are more the grind, straight line. They play hard to the net, shots to the net. You see a lot of more curl passing, interchange with those other three, but this line, straightforward.
I guess my worry about this game not having intensity was unfounded.
Well, Bob Hartley's having a conversation. One more look at it. Kunanov's looking behind him, and that puck's going to roll free as they drive the net. And it's Plotnikov who does make contact, but I don't think it's enough for Kunanovs to get back and make the save as Telegen just cleans up the mess in front and pushes it across the line.
This is a country rivalry.
Goal on the ice, 10. Good goal.
They signaled goal on the ice. Nothing to overturn it, and Ivan Telegen has Russia in front 2-0.
Latvian fans not happy, but the Russian fans are. Look at Telegen, an Atlanta draft pick back in 2010 in the 4th round.
Skorkovs and Andronov will each pick up minor penalties for that scrum that ensued after the goal.
Bob Hartley wants to talk to the referees here.
Well, they're totally on the other side of the ice right now.
I don't think he's going to get the conversation he wants.
Nope.
Still calling, refuses to put players on the ice.
He's going to, one way or the other, he's going to get the referee over there. And now he is having the chat, but he's only got 2 players on the ice. I think we've seen this one from Bob Hartley before.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
We mentioned this the other night. He works the officials, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. He works the officials as good as anyone. There's on the left, or the right of Znarka to our left here on the screen. That was the assistant coach with Russia that we were talking about moments ago.
Goal for Team Russia. Goal scorer number 7, Ivan Telegin.
2-0 Russia. Girgensson trying to pull away from Sapachev. Indrasis takes the pass, and Indrasis bumps there with Ivan Provorov. Sapachev lead pass. Dodonov with some room, and good defensive play by Sotnieks to get his stick in front of that shot. Dodonov tees it up, and Sotnieks blocks that.
Couple strong defensive plays from Sotnieks.
Indrassa's trying to drive it into the Russian zone. Gavrikov plays it right back out. And right back in for Kasper Zdagovin, the former NHLer. Sabalska's following up the play. Couldn't handle that. Right back up the ice. It is Namestnikov dishing it off to Kucherov. Intercepted in behind the net. Juvis Belinskas was the Latvian defenseman that went down at center ice to try and block that bouncing puck. It got by him, and that's what led to the goal, and now another penalty coming. And this one is going to go to Sabalskas, and Sabalskas has some words for Namestnikov.
This is kind of how Russia's worked through this tournament. When they get one goal, it's like they feed off offense, then they just roll, and doesn't take them long. Quick little play, Namestnikov in behind Sabalskas, takes them down. So this Russian power play that has been very good in the tournament, 10 for 19, 53%. Will get their first chance. Not much time left here in the first period.
Latvia's killed 14 of 15. Number one in the tournament at 93.3. And yes, with this period about to come to an end, Russia will get the fresh ice at the start of the second to continue with that man advantage.
Well, Kucherov late shot there, but Russia able to get the 2-0 lead as Kиселевич kicks it off for them with his second goal of the tournament.
Well, with all the fire
prize there, they have the 2-0 lead, and a power play here to start the second period. Their power play has been fantastic throughout this tournament. 53%, that's the best. But Latvia's penalty kill, also number one in the tournament, running at 93%.
Артемий Panarin. There was minor penalties to each team in progress, so it's a 4-on-3 here. Cross ice, Panarin and Kunanovs came across and made a real good stop. Ivan Provorov, he played big minutes in the opening period. Shot from the line, that got blocked. Kucherov, Panarin, and another good save by Kunanovs. Cleared it under the penalty box. Sotnieks, or Skorkov's rather, in there with Andronov. And Russia will bring it back in. Odd man chance, Panarin, cross ice feed, score! Namestnikov puts that into the open side. Great pass from Артемий Panarin. And the power play for Russia strikes again.
Just so dangerous. And this is off an odd man rush. Namestnikov, a nice finish off this passing play. Kucherov, just quick transition, that pass to Panarin. And Panarin's gonna make a beauty right over top to Namestnikov. It's enough of that puck to beat Kunanovs, and Russia with a 3-0 lead as they strike with the man advantage here early in period number 2. Great shot by Namestnikov, his third of the tournament.
11th power play goal. And this the 6th game of the tournament for Russia. And yes, they did have 6 in one game. They went 6 for 6 against Italy. So Russia with the 3-0 lead in this one. Антон Белов for Dodonov. Dodonov will take it wide. Centers! Oh, Gusev had a great chance, and that just got tipped by Guntas Galvins. Dodonov back at it. Sapachev, Dodonov, and Kunanovs, another good save. For his first World Championship game, he's probably saying they could have found me an easier one. There's another chance, Andronov, and another chance, Sapachev. This will get driven back into the Russian zone. Gavrikov back for it. red machine is flying.
They love to score goals.
Plotnikov. I guess the best defense is a good offense. If you're the opposition, tough to score when you don't have the puck.
Kucherov's already faced a lot of shots. 4 shots just quick here in the second period.
In across the line for Roberts Bukarts. That shot deflected off the stick and wide. And Dmitry Orlov will send this back in. The 25-year-old of the Washington Capitals. His 3rd World Championship. He's medaled in both previous ones, bronze and gold.
Well, good play as Sorokin's going to pass it, and Kisilevic sends one up to Andronov. He's just going to get it to the net, and big save, Sapachov right back in front for the rebound. He tries to go to the blocker. I don't think he gets it up where he wants it, and a nice blocker save by Punanovs. He's kept us just at a 3-0 game, some big saves in the second period.
Gavrikov plays it back into his own end. And Tiepin. In across for Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov in with a bump. Puck around the boards. Razgals for Pavlovs, and Pavlovs will get it out to center ice. Back in for Kuznetsov. Dumps it back at the line for Ivan Provorov. The shot, and that just went off a leg and just wide. Some Latvian players saw big ice times. Oskar Sabolskas, 8 minutes in that opening period. Guntas Galvins, 8:7:26. Arturs Kulda, 7:02. We mentioned that because Latvia has a huge game tomorrow, as does Russia.
Well, there's 2 ways to look at that. You can say, well, they just played, they should be ready to go tomorrow, whereas Germany's had a few days off. Is there going to be any rust that settles in?
The intensity of this game should be a benefit to Latvia, no?
I would hope so, yeah. Just coming out of the game knowing what they need to be, and we'll say they need to be better. At least at this point in the game as they are down 3.
Panarin puts this to the side of the net, and Punanovs is going to smother it.
See, just that quick transition. It's that long change in the second period as Kucherov up to Panarin. And a great feed right over the defender, Stick Galvins, as Namestnikov just cradles that, makes no mistake, putting it into the top of the net, and the Russian fans love to see their team score.
Later in the period, when the ice gets chewed up a little bit, I'm not sure that pass would have been the same result. Odd man rush, here comes Indrasis. Indrasis cross ice and Richard Bukarts just got checked at the last second by Sapachov. Big defensive play for Sapachov.
Good back check, just that long stick able to get there before Bukarts was unable to unleash.
Dodonov plays this through the middle, up for Gusev, back for Dodonov, cross ice Sapachov, and he ripped that one wide. At the line, kept in by Artem Zub. Arturs Kulda is on it for Latvia. And Kulda's nice outlet pass up the middle. Vasevskas trying to drive it to the net. He got knocked down in behind the net by Gusev. Latvia stays on it though. Back to the blue line it comes. Vasevskas plays it down. Malinskas is in after it. Shot to the short side, and Grasis looking for a loose puck that never came.
There's that play for Bukarts as Indrasis, a quick 2-on-1, but Sapachov, that long stick, reaches a good back check as he's able to deflect that puck into the corner and break up that opportunity for Richard Bukarts. Look at Sapachov. Panarin has picked up a point in this game, so he will move ahead of Sapachov among the top scorers in the tournament with 11.
Shots are 7-0 in this period for Russia. Telegin. He got bumped and knocked down in the corner, up for Dogovins. Captain of Latvia, to the line, kept in by Plotnikov. Plotnikov had 3 shots on goal in the opening period. Russia back in. Boy, are they taking the puck to the net.
especially this line with Telagin, Plotnikov, and Andronov.
They are really giving the Latvian defense crew a workout here. Vasevskis for Bukarts, and he'll send it in. In for Plotnikov. Kuznetsov sends it around. Nichushkin couldn't trap it. Belov will. Back for Nichushkin. Plotnikov. Kachev had jumped over the boards when Plotnikov played it, so Kachev had to jump back on the bench. Cross ice, one-timer wide. Dogovins in behind Roberts Bukarts and Anton Belov, the former Edmonton Oiler. For Kachev and on for Nichushkin, the former Dallas Star. 3 years with Dallas and then returned to the KHL. Sabolska's trying to play it up the boards. Kisilevic trying to hold the line, can't. Ivan Provorov is back out at center. Turned over inside the Russian zone. Kennons with the wrist shot, and Ilias Sorokin snares that and hangs onto it.
Władysław Namestnikov has Russia up 3-0 as he scores in the power play early in the second period, and Russia in complete control. It's been a busy night for Ivars Punanevs, the Latvian netminder, getting his first start in a World Championship.
Face off to the left of Sorokin, Namestnikov, and Girgensson. Girgensson to drive that to the net right off the block. Arturs Kulda plays it back, and Артемий Panarin waits for it. For Kisilevic, he had the game's opening goal. Nice lead past Namestnikov. Namestnikov drops it for Kucherov, comes cross ice, trying to find Panarin. He'll miss it, and right back for Ronald Kennons. Kennons for Girgensson. That backhander went wide. Kucherov is on it, swings it right wide for Артемий Panarin. Panarin slows up, drops it at the line. Gavrikov with Pavlov's in on him quickly, but Gavrikov will send it down low. To the line for Dmitry Orlov, and Pavlov stopped that. And Artem Zub has to hustle back. In for Panarin, cross ice, and a bit of a misfire by Sapachev. And again, that might have been ice condition related.
Second time Sapachev, a little head shake after a great chance. He's had 2 in this period.
Right back in for Sapachev. Looking to the front of the net for Dodonov. Again, Russia changing, and they have to be careful as the puck came very close to the front of their bench.
Well, their quick transition right now is hurting Latvia. Latvia can't match it.
Sorokin save on the short side as Vasevskis with a bit of a steal. Gusev pulls up, gets a return pass from Sapachev. The shot off the leg and wide, and Drasis will play it out at center ice looking for Richards Bukarts, but it was too far. Antipin. Back for Dodonov, on for Sapachev, it's turned over. Good play by Freebergs, and Vasevskis will bring it back in. And Drasis in on the forecheck, knocked away from him and rink wide for Gusev. Sapachev. Back to the line it goes, and good play defensively there by Roberts Bukarts as he prevented Ivan Provorov from getting that shot through. Kaspers Dogovins for Roberts Bukarts into the slot, cross ice, big save, Sorokin off Sabolskis.
Great job following the pass inside, and Sorokin makes a big save, moving right to left off Sabalskis.
At the line, no further for Roberts Bukarts. Sorokin, 21 years of age in his second World Championship. Andronov in on Guntas Galvins. Andronov twisting and turning. Galvin stays with him. Galvins came into this game as the top minute eater for Latvia. Kisilevic plays it down low. Plotnikov for Ivan Telegin. Kisilevic is in from the line, gets rubbed out by Roberts Bukarts. And Bukarts with a pass up for Dogovins. Rink wide, and Galvin's trying to send this in deep. This ends up in the Latvian bench.
Vadim Sapachev had another good chance as Panarin gets him wide open, and the puck rolls on him right at that last second. Here's the chance for Latvia. Sabalskis with the chance. Sorokin gets that right pad out as he's moving to his left. Nice save. Sorokin, good numbers with CSKA Moscow last year. Played in 39 games, had a 1.61 goals against, a 9.29 save percentage, drafted by the Islanders in 2014.
Oleg Znarok might have preferred that Артемий Panarin take the shot, but maybe when you're up 3-0, it's not as critical. And maybe if the game was 1-0 or scoreless, maybe Артемий Panarin would have shot it. Need to remind him Sapachev already has his contract. Sent out at center ice. Ronald Kennans forced to the outside, and Kennans with the reverse shoulder on Ivan Provorov knocked him down. Dmitry Orlov out at center for Valery Nichushkin. For Provorov. Provorov carries in. Barabanov on the loose puck back to the line for Provorov. Provorov for Panarin, back for Provorov, and that shot went wide. Panarin right back out with Namestnikov and Kucherov. Kucherov centers, but grabbed off by Girgensson. Girgensson, the long blast, that's steered wide. Anton Belov is on it. Back for Antipin. Panarin, and he tried to go rink wide for Belov. It was behind him. Earlier game, it was a 2-0 win for Denmark over Italy. For most of you have already seen the goal, Alexander Egger. As he kind of toe picked, went down, knocked the puck in his own net. The net had been vacated for the extra attacker. Denmark again will be the host country for next year. And on the topic of Denmark, Alexander True with the winning goal last night for Seattle against the Regina Pats in Game 6. Seattle will advance to the Memorial Cup in Windsor, Ontario, along with St. John, host team Windsor Spitfires, who have been off for an awful long time, and the Erie Otters.
Look at Kisilevic, who started this scoring in this game. It's 8 seasons in the KHL for the 27-year-old, but playing in his first World Championship. He has a pair of goals in this tournament.
Lots of ice time in this game for Ivan Provorov, and Ivan Provorov was part of the Brandon Wheat King team that eliminated Seattle in last year's Western Hockey League Championship. And then what a year Provorov had with the Philadelphia Flyers. Just a terrific rookie campaign.
Able to play in all 82 games, picked up 6 goals and 30 points.
Another icing call here against Russia.
Well, we used the name Vadim Sapachev, signed with the Vegas Golden Knights, and the guy he's played with in all these tournaments with St. Petersburg is Evgeny Dodonov. We just saw the two of them have a real chemistry playing together, and I wonder if there's any intrigue or anything happening behind the scenes with Dodonov, originally a Florida Panthers pick.
Well, there's lots of rumors circulating, and again, no one can get signed during this tournament. Darren Dreger reporting that Dmitry Mironov is going to go to Colorado. drafted by Colorado a couple of years ago. And Dodonov, there is rumors that he may be headed somewhere to the National Hockey League. You wonder about Ilya Kovalchuk. He's come out and said that he wants to get back to the NHL.
Sergei Andronov was a St. Louis Blues pick back in 2009. The centerman here for Russia. There's heard that a lot of teams here to look at him. Big body up the middle.
Controlled by Roberts, Bukarts. Trying to work it down low. Shot, that's blockered away. Back at the line for Roberts, Bukarts. Twisting and turning, gets away from Dodonov, down for Plotnikov. He'll put it in behind the net. This will get jammed out at center ice, and here comes Gusev. Trying to put it into the slot. Good play by Roberts, Bukarts. And the quick lead pass, and here comes Dogovan. Tried to get it to Bukarts, and a good defensive play by Provorov. And here comes Gusev. Gusev spins it back. Return pass for Dodonov. And he put it off the outside of the post.
There's that game they like to play. You got to pass it twice before you can shoot. What a chance as Dodonov had half the net.
Gusev tees it up, rips it, save. And on it is Blugers, and he'll lift this back into the Russian zone. Iván Telégin trying to find Andronov. And cleared to the line, but kept in by Gavrikov. No Dmitry Mironov in this game, by the way, for Russia. Backhander in front of the net, save made. And a face-off in the Russian end of the ice after the save by Sorokin.
And the current game in Paris, it's the game France versus Slovenia. And France has the lead. France scored the second period 2-0 for France. Wir schauen einmal nach Frankreich zum Parallelspiel. Sie sehen gerade Bilder aus Paris. Dort läuft sowas wie Frankreich gegen Slowenien. Aktueller Spielstand im zweiten Drittel 2-0 für Frankreich.
Дамы и господа, пора нас нашим матчем в Париже. Победит матч чемпионата мира между сборными командами Франции и Словении. Идет второй период, счет 2-0, впереди команда Франции.
Evgeny Dodonov with a great chance to make this a 4-0 game in favor of Russia, but after a great little passing play with Gusev and Sapachov, he put it off the outside of the post. He had a lot of net to shoot at, but couldn't pull the trigger here as Russia's still just hanging on to the 3-0 lead. Not hanging on, they've been pressing, and they've done a good job of stretching the ice in this second period. There's been some good stretch passes that have caught Latvia.
Terrific hands on all three of those players, and you wonder if that third pass that came back just didn't get caught up on the ice a little bit as it started to wobble. Iván Telégin for Plotnikov. Plotnikov takes it in, and Andronov is going to get called for a crease violation.
Another good play, speed up the ice, Telégin, and then shot by Plotnikov. Here's a look at that play. Gusev's going to go a little over to Sapachov, back to Dodonov. Maybe the pass a little bit too much in his feet as he just tried to direct that towards the net. Maybe not, maybe just a rolling puck like you said as it goes off the outside of the post.
9 times out of 10, Dodonov's going to bury that. Orlov back into his own zone. Orlov will take that return pass and start up. Second round pick of Washington back in 2009. Backhander down low, doesn't shoot it. Kuznetsov stays on it. Back at the line. Sent in low by Orlov. Kachev trying to work it off the corner boards. Kachev gets tied up. Barabanov trying to get it to Kuznetsov. Grabbed off by Ronald Kennens. Taken by Ivan Provorov. Out to center ice by Kuznetsov, no further, and run back in for Roberts Bukarts. Orlov pumped on the play by Blugers. Blugers puts it in behind the net. Dogovins elects to curl and go to the corner. Plays it back to the blue line. The wrister from that left point. And that never got to the net. It was Gittis. Galvins let it go. Sabolskis on it. Penalty coming up to Russia. Sorokin down on the short side. And Latvia will go to the power play for the first time in this game as Provorov's going to go for slashing.
Russia, a team that doesn't take many penalties. Just the 13th time they've been shorthanded in this tournament as a battle in the corner. Blugers, there's a little slash as Sabolskis takes it behind the net. Provorov to the hands. The first power play for Latvia in this game. Latvia's power play, 6 power play goals, running at 30%.
Dogovins pulls it back to the blue line. Guntis Galvin sends it down for Roberts Bukarts. Back for Galvin's near side and Grasses. Walks it in, takes a look, lost it, gets it back. Then gets pressured by Antipin. Centered up front for Roberts Bukarts. It was in his skates. They'll try it again, and Grasses to that far corner. And there's the result. Back for Dogovins. Stopped at the line, but following up is Galvins. Roberts Bukarts. Puts it back to the line for Galvins. It has been all Russia, but it is only 3-0, a goal here. Shot from the line, and that's off a stick and high. Then you go back and review some of those chances that Russia had. Andrasis for Dogovins, for Bukarts, for Andrasis, and misfired on the one-timer. Andrasis, the shot deflected in front, save made Sorokin. Good retrieval by Latvia. And it's back to the line for Galvins. In for Andrasis. Watched by Andronov, the shot by Andrasis to the far side. Sorokin got an arm out.
Just got a piece of that as it kind of went through him and wide of the net.
Power play continues for another 20 seconds. Girgensson digs it free, centered for Kennens, and Kennens doesn't shoot it. Kennens, it's the same penalty killing unit out there for Russia, and now it will get intercepted. And Barabanov. Power play is over. Provorov out of the box, trying to get a shot on goal. Belinskis plays this out at center ice no further, and Richards Bukarts will go back, the younger of the brothers, with some speed. Trying to get around Artem Zub, could not. Ginsmea goes in after a loose puck. Came to the front of the net. And Sorokin, with 93 seconds left in the period, is going to dive on it.
Some chances for Latvia on this power play. Do a good job working around, getting pucks. Little deflection in front. Just catches the left shoulder of Sorokin as Dogovins had that. And then the shot from Andrasis is going to go under his right arm and out the other side. So Latvia very close to getting on the board in this game as Sorokin getting just enough of those pucks to make the save.
Namestnikov digs in for the face-off against Pavlovs. Razgal's knocked down. Sotniuk couldn't hold the line. Namestnikov in on the backhand as he took the feed from Kucherov. Panarin the shot, save made, Kunanovs. Panarin is on it again, centers. Back to the line for Anton Belov. For Panarin. into the slot. Kucherov scores. Wow.
Lethal. What a shot by Kucherov in the high slot. This all started with a bad pitch by Latvia. You have to know you're in the last 2 minutes. There's 93 seconds left. There's no need to pitch. That started it all off. It was odd man rush and Panarin as Kucherov finds that hole right between the top of the circles. When he scored 40 goals in the NHL, you can put your shot where you want. That's exactly what he does. Puts it to the right corner, and Kudanov's, the Latvian goaltender, just can't get there in time. And there's a happy little girl as Russia now with the 4-0 lead.
And it comes late in the second period.
Goal for Team Russia.
Next up for Russia, USA tomorrow. It's the 4:15 local time start here. It's a triple header in this building tomorrow. Plotnikov, Nichushkin in a little deep. And Kudanovs is going to hang on to it. Again, a little pushing and shoving. 3 points for this young man.
He continues to lead the scorers in this one. Some nice work. This one quick as he gets it back to Kиселевич right off the draw. Then the feed over to Namestnikov. To finish it off his third. A great feed to Kucherov in that high slot. And Артемий Panarin now with 13 points in this tournament, and he's played one less game. Was not in the lineup for Russia last game. But healthy, and they're glad to have him back.
So Russia, USA tomorrow, and that'll be for first place. We'll give Russia the win in this one, barring some major comeback. That'll give Russia 17 points, 2 up on Team USA. You can figure out the ramifications of overtime or regulation. And Russia with the opportunity to clinch top spot. It will come down to that game tomorrow. Latvia in a different situation, but still a huge game, maybe a bigger game, because there's a qualification, a roster playoff spot on the line in that game tomorrow night. Germany and Latvia. Winner goes on, the loser's done. Roberts, Bukarts tied up by Kиселевич in the first period. 3-0 Russia, they add 1 here in the second.
And Артемий Panarin having another great night for Russia as he has 3 assists, and they're in command here with 20 minutes left.
Correction. Nothing. Russia with the lead as we get set to start the third period here in Cologne. Triple header tomorrow.
Oh, Russia's been in control, out shooting Latvia 28-17. And it is 4-0. It could be a little bit more. They've had some good chances they missed.
Shot by Sabolskis. Turned aside Sorokin. Doing the splits as he got that left leg down. Latvia did have some chances in that second period.
Rihard Bukarts had a chance there off the back wall.
Just not as confident with the puck as this Russian team is. Not many teams would be. Indrasis is after it. Gavrikov stays with him. Gavrikov talked the other day about how well they have played defensively. And they have. We talked about all their scoring. They have not given up much. Vasilevsky not playing this game tonight. Back-to-back shutouts.
Elvis Merzlikins for Latvia, who I expect to see in net as they have the big game against Germany.
The question is, who do we see for Germany?
True, is Thomas Grace healthy and back in net?
If not, is it Danny Austenbergen? Is it Philip Grubauer, who hasn't played much in the last month and a half? Shot in front of the net, Sotniak put it to the net and just got deflected away from Zengiz Girgensson.
So Latvia's had a couple chances here to open up the third.
I don't think Bob Hartley will be displeased with the way they played.
No, they knew they were overmatched. They knew it was a tough one to walk into here tonight.
Артемий Panarin, 3 assists in the game for Panarin. Pavlov takes a bit of a run at Kucherov over on the far side. Panarin controls, sends it back to the line, and a slap shot by Dmitry Orlov whistled wide. 3 shots in the game for Orlov so far, 4 for Plotnikov. Namestnikov for Kucherov. At the line, held in by Zub. The only right-handed defenseman on this Russian blue line brigade. Namestnikov twisting and turning. Kucherov takes the pass. Panarin. Panarin started this championship on the line with Sabachev and Dodonov. And then they put Gusev back there and put Panarin on this line. Front of the net, Namestnikov. What a terrific chance. Punanov's got the glove out, not sure if it ticked it or not. Namestnikov back for Kucherov. He'll find Panarin. Provorov in from the line and it got away from him.
Oh, there's so much skill on both those lines. You take any of those 6 players and the ability to stretch the ice out on the surface.
Wrist shot to the far side by Blugers, and that didn't miss by much. Cleared out at center ice. And back for Gavrikov. Back up at center for Kasper Dogovan, stripped of the puck. First shift of the hockey game for Yanis Yaks, number 72 for Latvia.
Bob Hartley maybe saving him for the third here, but I'm sure he just wants to take some minutes away from some of his other players.
Again, this gets driven to the net by Sabachev as he worked his way around Yaks, or Kuznetsov rather. Kuznetsov all the way back into his own end. Antipin slows it down, plays it back for Anton Belov. For Antipin. US and Russia tomorrow for top spot. Latvia, Germany for the final playoff spot. Plotnikov drops for Andronov. He'll get chased all the way back into his own zone. Andronov coming into tonight, 79 faceoffs, he won 44 of them. Takes a lot of draws. Some of that's going to get backed off with the arrival of Kuznetsov, who moves into the middle. Plotnikov's pass off a stick and back up the ice for Mix Andrasis. Andrasis drops the pass off, and immediately that gets broken up and flipped out to center ice by Provorov. Zub and Provorov, the defense pair. Line change complete for Russia. And Provorov plays it, and reading that play well. Good defensive play, and that got deflected up into the stands as Ronald Kennan's got in front of it.
Well, here's the line. Panarin, Namestnikov, Kucherov, and they have combined. First is Namestnikov, then Kucherov with the blast from up high. Nice play as they go again. This time Namestnikov a little bit above, but those 3 have found some chemistry. A couple of Tampa Bay Lightning players and a Chicago Blackhawk. But here, all representing their country of Russia, and they have been very good now, and they've gotten better. You can see the chemistry build here in their second complete game playing as a line.
Latvia's best ever finish was 7th on 3 different occasions, so depending on what happens tomorrow night, they may find themselves in a much better situation.
Look at Sabachev, he's had some glorious chances to find the back of the net in this game, but hasn't been able to. Pavlov's for Latvia's team here, trying to finish strong in the last 14.5 minutes.
The new power rankings came out today. Now they base this a lot simply on points more than anything else, but interesting. USA was rated number 1. There's a chance for Andrasis. Sorokin makes the save. And actually Latvia was rated ahead of Germany. But again, we don't read too much into them because they are very much based on points.
Well, next Andrasis leading Latvia with shots, had 3 after 2 periods, so now 4 shots for Andrasis on net. And Илья Сорокин stopped everything that has come his way. He had a 27 save performance against Norway last year in his only World Championship game, so he remains perfect in this tournament.
5th World Championship for Mix Andrasis. He's always been a guy 6'3", 187 pounds, 26 years of age. That was a guy you look at saying if you wanted to, if you're an NHL team or an American Hockey League team, plays the game pretty hard. Side of the net taken away by Razgals, back for Latvia. Ginsmaya will bounce it through. And another line change for Latvia. Kisilovic will drop it back for Артемий Panarin, former Rookie of the Year winner in the National Hockey League. Kisilovic started off as a very young Russian team, but it's kind of gotten a little older, a little more experienced as this tournament has gone on. Antipin for Nichushkin. Wonder what his future holds as far as the Dallas Stars are concerned. Kept in at the blue line, Antipin. Drops it off Nichushkin, big Nichushkin shot, that's off a stick and wide. Yaks chasing Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov trying to hold it in. Stick handles through a pile and then finally lost control of it. Back in for Belinskas. Out through center ice for Yanis Yaks. Plays it in. Right back up the ice, Andronov. Winds his way in, fends off the checking of Andrasis, but Andrasis had enough of him to force the offside. 4-0 Russia.
Nothing Russia, and the fans are happy their team has the lead. The Russian fans, that is, Latvian fans still waiting to celebrate something as their team yet to get on the board. Илья Сорокин in his first start of the tournament for Russia has been very good.
Game 6 for Latvia, 11 goals scored. For Latvia, they had 13 in 7 games last year, so as much as Bob Hartley does have them playing very well defensively, offense is still a bit of a struggle. They had a chance against Sweden where their power play went 0 for 8. Sapachev swings it for Dodonov. And Dodonov will whip this in. Gusev tried to find Dodonov in the high slot, deflected away, and Razgals will send this in deep. Russia right back. Dodonov lets the wrister go. That got blocked. Gutkas Galvin's got in front of it. Sabalskas chases it to the far side. Never did get to Ronald Kennett. And it's back for Galvins on the near side. Again to center and no further. Panarin brings it right back in. Kucherov goes in after it. Kucherov with the steal. Centered in front. Punanovs makes the save off Namestnikov. Sporkov's tried to stick handle his way out of his own zone and lost it to Panarin. Panarin works it to the middle of the ice. Kucherov, a bit of a knuckler from the near side, may have been going wide, but Punanovs makes the grab and hangs on.
Those are the little details that Latvia's got to make sure they don't start doing, trying to carry pucks out of their zone. Some weaknesses defensively as that puck's bouncing around, but especially against this line with Panarin, Namestnikov, and Kucherov. You have a chance to chip that puck out. Great good habits here in the final period.
16,439 as we see up on the top left part of your screen there. That's the attendance tonight. The attendance here in Cologne and in Paris. So we certainly are more familiar with the crowds here. It's been absolutely terrific. A very, very well-attended IIHF event. They'll do it in Denmark next year, and they'll do it in Slovakia in 2019. Cleared back out to center ice. As Russia, 10 minutes and 37 seconds away from going 4-0. Bindulis for Yaks. And he'll play it out to center. And Bukarts brings it in. And this will be offside. 2020, by the way, will be in Switzerland.
Start off Gusev, this line, Dodonov, Sapachov, good chance for Gusev. This was early in the game, he couldn't open up, then Dodonov, he put one off the post from a nice passing play. Another chance, Dodonov off the feed from Sapachov, so that line has had their chances. Maybe they'll save them for tomorrow.
And then 2021, there is a joint bid, Minsk and Riga. Minsk, Belarus, and Riga, Latvia. And Finland also has a bid in for that year, and it would be a terrific reward to the fans from Latvia who travel and travel and travel to support their team.
I would love to see it in Riga. See that building, to be the home team.
Plotnikov lets the shot go. That may hit Telegan in front of the net. Plotnikov pounces on the rebound and then gets taken by Vasevskis. Four in Grasis and rink wide looking for Rihards Bukarts. And Yanis Yaks will go back with Plotnikov in after him. Drops it for Bindulis, and Bindulis plays it ahead. Stopped at the line, and Russia right now defensively showing their prowess as well as offensively. Sapachov to the front of the net and a redirect there by Dodonov. Ginsmayan trying to jam it out against Gavrikov. He'll win that battle, and Vitaly Pavlov will knife this out to center, but Latvia looking for a line change, and right back in Sapachov. And Ginsmayan got back to take a bouncing puck away from him. Ronald Kennens, as we're into the back nine. Arturs Kulda. And yes, you are correct, Shane. Bob Hartley has backed off on the minutes of some of his top defensemen here in the third period, big time.
He's going to give some rest to certain guys that he wants here in the third period. That hasn't backed off on the work ethic of this team. That's one thing I think we've seen every game, and Bob Hartley's done a good job instilling that into the Latvian team. To come out ready to play hard.
Dodonov back into his own end. This gets turned over, and it's back for Artem Zub for Ivan Provorov, who got away from him. Deflection in front by Robert Bukarts, who one of these games is going to get one. He has had so many chances. Артемий Панарин for Artem Zub. Zub watched by Kasper Daugavins. Ahead for Kucherov. Through the middle of the ice for Provorov. He'll drop it for Panarin, and Panarin's stick snaps. And Panarin goes down on top of it.
Well, he leans everything he has into that shot. It just snapped on him as he tried to release it.
Out in center, no further initially for Dmitry Orlov. Second try, he'll get it in deep. Nichushkin giving chase, and Freebergs is on it. Freebergs out in center. This will get cleared in. Bukarts heading to the front of the net looking for a return feed. Vasevskis as Bukarts now goes after it. And we have a penalty coming up on the play. There's been a lot of slashing penalties in this game tonight.
Team Latvia, number 26, 2 minutes penalty for slashing.
Latvia will be a short-handed as Belinskas heads to the penalty box for slashing. Russia gets another power play. They have a power play goal in this game. Power play goals just about every game. Started out slow against Russia. The offense wasn't there. It took them to a shootout, and Panarin won it for them. It was a 2-1 win. Then after that, they were able to find the offense they needed, and it continued here as tournament's gone along.
So 31 goals for Russia now in this tournament. They'll be under last year's total, barring a totally bizarre game tomorrow. They had 44 last year. Turned over, Belov scores. Anton Belov. It didn't take long.
One of the plays, probably maybe covering Panarin a little bit more. They play catch behind. They have Belov up the left, Panarin on the right. Those guys will come in off the point, full tilt for the one time. You see Panarin, everybody's watching there while they move it to the other side to Belov, who has a cannon as well. And if you don't cover that, then they look to the middle for Dodonov in front of the net. The patch up over to Gusev, to Belov, and he puts that up over the left shoulder. Little celebration, and he said did not take long. Belov has his first of the tournament, and Russia has the 5-0 lead.
Anton Belov led all defensemen last year in this championship in scoring with 7 points.
Goal for Team Russia. Goal was scored by number 77, Антон Белов, assisted by number 97, Никита
Now
Кучеров, number 87,
Kalnins is in nets for Latvia, so Punanovs has seen enough. Bob Hartley has gone to tonight's backup. Elvis Merzlikins, who will get to start tomorrow, not even in the dress for Latvia.
Look at Anton Belov, captain of this team, only because Sergei Mosyakin got injured. He was the captain, and his injury and leaving, Belov takes over. Belov had 1 year in Edmonton, 57 games. Not go as well as maybe he planned back to the KHL, where he plays with St. Petersburg.
Barabanov in to take the face-off after Kuznetsov got waived. Kuznetsov back in. Back up the ice for Russia as they're going to try and test Janis Kalnins. Third World Championship for him, but has not played in the 2 previous ones that he was at. Nichushkin dishes this one off to the front of the net. It comes, and Kalnins steered it away. Kuznetsov holds it in. Russia now 2 for 2 in the power play in this game. Verbanov got tripped up on the play, comes to Nichushkin, and Kalnins makes the save and hangs on.
Maybe the easiest job to come in relief against this Russian team. Kalnins did a nice job just getting up against that post. There's a couple interesting fans of Russia. I'm not sure what that is exactly about.
Well, maybe you'll see them later tonight.
Not I.
Snapped off the boards by Bindulis. And they've got the wave. Going, we have an injured player, Robert Bukart's a little slow to get up.
High sticking penalty going to Russia as Zub will head to the penalty box, so power play for Latvia. Bukart's reaching for the puck and Zub's gonna, oh boy. And
the academy goes too.
Wow.
Save that for tomorrow.
I can't believe there was no blood.
.5:22 left in this one. It's been a pretty good hockey game. Guntis Galvin's down for Roberts Bukarts. Deflected in front. Bukarts jams it down low. Bluger's after it. Kaspers Dogovan's trying to pull it out of the pile. No Andras Zarins in this game for Latvia, given the night off. He is expected to play tomorrow. Leads Latvia in goals. That would be normally his spot here on the power play in front of the net. Andrasis pounds another one in. Andrasis on it again. In for Dogovans. Roberts Bukarts. And this gets turned over and he got knocked down by Ivan Telegan. Power play continues into the back half of it. Ronald Kennens takes it wide, being watched by Plotnikov, dished off at the line, near side Dogovans. Watched by Nichushkin, plays give and go with Sabalskis. Sabalskis at the line, lets the shot go, Sorokin the save. Rebound! And Ilya Sorokin got the right pad down in time.
Good saves by Sorokin. When he's been called upon to be sharp, he's been able to maintain it here and keep the puck out of the Russian net. A little bit of a redirect and a great reaction with that left pad, and then Belov trying to clear it, puts it off his own netminder. We saw that in the first period with the Latvian defender, Sabalskis. The rebound went off his stick and back on his own netminder, so these goalies have had to pay attention tonight.
Friendly fire. Sabalskis for Richards Bukarts. Kachev out on the penalty kill. Stays between the two of them. Sabalskis and Richards Bukarts. Poke back to Sabalskis now. Near side Richards Bukarts tried to go high short side. And he fired that one over top the net. Belinskas and Sabalskis gonna have to chase this back down into their own zone. Sabalskis skates it through, in for Ronald Kennens. And the power play over for Latvia. And offside is going to be called.
Well, likes to rock his team, cruising along. A last little tune-up here before they meet Team USA tomorrow in a battle for first place in Group A. A lot of these fans, a quick turnaround, they'll grab a nap and be back here tomorrow for that game.
So the off day yesterday was an optional for Russia. Very light day for them. It was almost an acquaintance day with the arrival of Orlov and Kuznetsov. But whatever Oleg Znarak designed for yesterday has worked. As Russia about to go to 6-0. They needed overtime to win the first one, or a shootout. Артемий Panarin got the winner. Ever since then, they have been the better team in the games they've played. And they'll get tested tomorrow, as will Team USA, as they'll play for top spot in the A pool.
Interesting how that young USA team does against Russia. They'll know the attack. Well, coach, I'm sure Jeff Blashill will come up with a plan to try and slow down Russia.
Two quick teams, it should be a quick game. And then Latvia will play Germany for the final playoff spot. In Brassus, to the backboards, Rihards Bukarts. In the slot, lets it go, and that got blocked. Ivan Provorov blocked it. Into the final 2 minutes. Out at center for Артемий Panarin. Panarin dances his way in, plays it back to the blue line. Dmitry Orlov fakes the shot. Orlov finds Panarin. Panarin goes rink wide onto the stick of Kucherov. Kucherov watched by Vasevskis. He'll drop for Panarin, back to Kucherov. Bit of a knuckler off a stick, and Kalnin's cleared it away. And now Latvia with a good puck battle on the far side. Freebergs is on it for Gergensen. Gergensen, the sharp angle shot. And Илья Сорокин will shut this one down.
Look at Артемий Panarin, just so dangerous with the puck. A little rush up the ice. Gonna put this by Richard Bukarts. Whoops, there you go. He loves all the room he's able to create out here. Then a great feed back to Orlov, who just jumps into the play. Not only the skill, the vision, the hockey smarts to make those plays for Panarin. Coming off his second year in the NHL, and another good year as he puts up 74 points.
35-24, the shots in favor of Russia. So since the start of the second period, 2012 in favor of Russia. And the 2 goals in that opening period by Russia, when all was said and done, all they really needed. But they've added a few more. And now just trying to finish this one off and get the job done defensively. Gergensen plays it back to the line. The officials didn't throw a hand up. And Sorokin's going to throw his left hand up and snare that one and hang on.
Well, Latvia, you can hear their fans in the back trying to get a goal for all those people that have been supporting them, but maybe we'll save all that for tomorrow as Bob Hartley looks on and Oleg Znarak, the 2 coaches for these teams.
Илья Сорокин played 20 minutes the other night. He's played the entire game of this one. He's been in 3 games. This is his second World Championship. He's been in 3 games in previous World Championships. Has played 1 full game coming into this tournament. So this will be his second full game. And in all those full games and partial games, and we can safely say this now, he has not allowed a goal. Final score here in Cologne. Russia wins it by a score of 5-0. And this sets up what should be a terrific triple header here tomorrow. Good night.